What's up, YouTube? Welcome back for another video. It's almost draft time, so you know what that means. We're going to do a mock draft today. And with that, we're a few days out from the draft. Nothing crazy happened yet, no trades, but I'm expecting a bunch of, not a bunch, but a few trades up to the top 10 draft picks. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to go through a simulator, simulate all the team's draft picks here. And yeah, let's get started. With that, we'll start off with the pick one, with the first pick in the first round of the NFL Draft 2024. We got the Chicago Bears, and they're going to take Caleb Williams. I know, shocking. No one expected that one. All right, so Caleb Williams, he is definitely the best quarterback prospect in this draft. I don't think there's a question about that. And there's no question that the Bears are going to pick him there. They literally traded Justin Fields to make way for Caleb Williams. This is going to be his team, and they're going to be rebuilding around him. The Bears, they got another draft pick in this draft, so in the first round at least. So that will definitely help them up to set up this team for Caleb Williams. Moving on to the next team with the second pick in the first round of the 2024 NFL Draft. We got the Washington Commanders taking Drake May. There's some debate here whether it's going to be Jaden Daniels or Drake May, but I think it should be Drake May. I think he's going to be the better quarterback prospect. I think he's more complete. Jaden Daniels, he's kind of like a Looney Tunes quarterback. Every time he gets hit, it's like, wow, it's the craziest hit ever. But no, Jaden Daniels, his frame, it can be a little concerning for some. I'm not too concerned about that. I just think Drake May, he, although maybe more inconsistent, he definitely has I think the higher ceiling. I like his arm talent, and he's been able to do good work at North Carolina with not so great cast around him. So for that reason, I'm gonna go with Drake May. I think he'd be a great fit for Washington. Funny enough, they're going from Sam Howell, a North Carolina quarterback, to Drake May, another North Carolina quarterback. So I'm just going to keep it with the trends. I think Washington, they're going to set themselves up nicely with Drake May. They got receivers there. They got running backs. They just need to fix up that O-line. They signed Austin Eckler. That's a huge pickup for them. So yeah, so I'll say that's a huge pickup for Washington there. With the third pick in the first round of the 2024 NFL Draft, we got the New England Patriots, and I have them taking, psych, I actually have them trading their pick. And I actually have them trading with the Las Vegas Raiders. Now we hear teams like the Broncos, the Vikings, and the Giants all wanting to move up. I actually think the Raiders are actually a really good team to move up. We don't hear a lot about them making a lot of moves, but they might be making some moves on the radar. I think they'll move up here. I think they'll go ahead and take their quarterback of the future with Jaden Daniels. We all have heard the connection that he has with the coach for Las Vegas. They got that connection there. I think as they get Daniels, the defense played pretty well last year. So just fixing up that offense. They already had Devontae Adams. They have they have Jacoby Myers. They did lose Josh Jacobs, but they have Zamir White there, a tank of a running back. So I think this makes a lot of sense for Las Vegas. They have the draft capital to do it. Maybe not like the Vikings or some other teams, but I think they'll be able to give enough to get their guy. I think Las Vegas is going to really like Jaden Daniels, and I think he's going to be a playmaker there. And I know they have Gardner Minshew there. He just seems to be a bridge quarterback at the NFL. He was a bridge quarterback for Anthony Richardson, and I think he will be for Jaden Daniels, unfortunately, as much as I like Gardner Minshew. All right, moving on to the next pick, we got the fourth pick in the first round of the 2024 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona Cardinals can do a lot of things here. They could trade back. They got a lot of needs. They definitely need a receiver. They definitely need an edge, some O-line help. They need a lot of things. So I can definitely see them trading back for more picks. But I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think gonna get what they want, and they got a generational wide receiver prospect right in front of them. So why would they not take him? So I got the Cardinals taking Marvin Harrison Jr. Makes too much sense. Try to make Kyler Murray work. If not, next year's quarterback draft is it's not all that great. So I don't know. Definitely help out Kyler Murray there. I know he missed. Did he miss all of last season? I think he missed most of it. I think he played at the beginning or something. But help him out. They definitely got a lot to work on. So keep the draft picks you have, or trade back for some more draft picks. But I think this makes too much sense for Cardinals. All right, moving on. We got the LA Chargers. Now, this is another team that can go multiple different ways. They can definitely go receivers. They definitely need receivers as they lost Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. They can go corner. They can definitely go edge. There's a lot of different options here. But the Giants are a pick behind them. And everyone's been, not everyone, but there's been rumors going around. They really like J.J. McCarthy. And I hear another team that really likes J.J. McCarthy. So, for the Chargers, I have another trade. All right. So I have the Vikings moving up to jump the Giants to take this specific prospect. Now, we heard rumors that the Giants like J.J. McCarthy. We also hear rumors that Minnesota likes J.J. McCarthy. So I think Minnesota's going to jump up with the Chargers and go get their guy in J.J. McCarthy. J.J. McCarthy is a prospect that's very interesting. He didn't have a lot of hype as soon as the season ended, but as the offseason progressed, he's getting more and more hype. I definitely think it's more of a potential kind of thing. I do see the arm strength. I did watch some film on him. I did like what I see. I definitely think he definitely should go in the first round. But top 10, it might be a little bit of a reach. But when you got so many teams that are needing quarterback in this like range right here, the Giants, I think, would definitely take him if he falls to 6. I think they'll be moving on from Daniel Jones. So I think the Vikings move up, jump the Giants, go get their guy in J.J. McCarthy. They got a pretty good offense. It'll set them up quite nicely. They also, I believe they did sign Sam Darnold. So if he's not ready yet, they got Sam Darnold for a little bit, but Sam Darnold's going to be that bridge quarterback. I definitely can see J.J. McCarthy starting eventually this season. And as he is also a mobile quarterback, he likes to run the ball too, so I think he's going to bring he's going to make this offense more dynamic. So with that, J.J. McCarthy to the Vikings. With the 6th pick in the first round of the 2024 NFL Draft, we got the Giants. Now the Giants, I think this pick is going to be more straightforward. I only see it down to 2 options. Maybe they can look at O-line or receiving threats. And in that case, it's definitely coming down to Malik Neighbors or Rome Odunze. I'm really high on Rome Odunze, but so I am also high on Malik Neighbors. It's definitely going to come down between these two. And I think they're going to end up taking Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors is a explosive receiver, and he's a kind of do-it-all receiver. Not to say that Rome Odunze isn't as well, but I think Neighbors it's going to be Marvin Harrison, Neighbors, 1-2 in the draft in the terms of receiver rankings for prospects, and he's pretty close to Marvin Harrison in terms of receiver like prospect rankings. So that's why I'm going to go with Neighbors at 6. With pick 7 in the first round of the 2024 NFL Draft, I believe this is a given. I don't see them going any other option but Joe Alt. He is the projected best tackle in this year's draft, and they definitely need some help in the O-line. So with that, I feel like this is a gimme. Like, it's a pretty predictable pick. Joe Alt, unless they decide to go unpredictable, take a receiver in Rome Odunze, which I doubt. They just signed Calvin Harrison. They got D-Hop there and Treylon Burks. They could probably go edge in Dallas Turner or Brock Bowers or but I think Joel is the one that makes the most sense here. As we move on in the next part of this draft, it's just going to be interesting where Brock Bowers falls. He can literally fall to any one of these teams, besides Atlanta because they got Kyle Pitts. But after that, he can fall into any one of those teams, and it's very interesting to see him fall out of the top 10, but it's just based on his position. So moving on with the 8th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, we got the Atlanta Falcons taking. I believe this is also an easy one. I think they're going to take Dallas Turner. Every mock draft has Dallas Turner going to the Falcons, and yeah, it just makes too much sense. It didn't work on that D line. They don't have too much needs now that they got Kirk Cousins there. Maybe draft another receiver. They could probably go Roma Dunze as well, but I think they'll work more on that defense. The defense played pretty well last year, and I think they're just gonna focus on that side of the ball more, especially with their new coach, who's more of a defensive-minded coach, I believe. So with that, we got the Dallas Turner to the Falcons. Moving on to the 9th pick of the 2024 NFL Draft, we got the Chicago Bears again, and here they can definitely go. I definitely think they're going to take receivers. So with that, I'm going to go Roma Dunze. I feel like that's also like another one that just makes too much sense. Roma Dunze, he comparable to like a D-Hop, as in you just throw it up there and he can go grab that ball. I really like this prospect. I think he can be a good receiver in the NFL. And yeah, he's just he has all like the characteristics of a good receiver. He can get open, he can throw up, he can catch those contested catches as well. And Chicago's really gonna need him. They have what? They have DJ Moore, they have Keenan Allen, and now you add Roma Dunze. That's a complete wide receiver room right there. I really like that. Might as well boost that up. And we all know Keenan Allen's getting older, but he's been consistent throughout all these years, so no reason to doubt him. But I think might as well take a receiver prospect here, as this draft class is stacked in receivers. So Roma Dunze to the Bears. New York Jets. This is an interesting one. This website has tight end as their top need. It makes a lot of sense to put Brock Bowers here. They have receivers that are interesting. I don't think they're gonna take a receiver in the first round at least. They got Garrett Wilson. They just signed Mike Williams, so I'm not gonna give them a receiver here. This one, man, they can go different options, but I think they should invest in that O-line. So I think they're gonna draft an O-line, and I think they're gonna draft Fashanu from Penn State, the offensive tackle. I'm not gonna break down the prospects on the O-line much, as I'm more kind of casual there in the O-line, but I think it makes a lot of sense. Protect your 40-something-year-old quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. You traded, or they signed him or whatever. However they got it, they invested in him. And as soon as he went down, the first 5 minutes of the game, their season went to crap. So definitely invest in that O-line. Protect your 40-something-year-old geriatric quarterback. I think it makes a lot of sense. Beef up the O-line. O-line was struggling last year. The defense, they did lose Bryce Huff, but they did sign Hassan Reddick, so don't have to worry too much on that defensive side. Definitely stick to the offensive side here. So, makes a lot of sense. Moving on with the 11th pick of the 2024 NFL Draft. We got the Chargers, LA Chargers. And with the Minnesota Vikings trade, I did give them the 23rd pick as well. That might be too much, or maybe it won't be too much. But in this scenario, I gave Chargers both the Minnesota Vikings picks. So with the first one, I had them taking Brock Bowers. I think Brock Bowers is too good to fall even farther down for this NFL draft. And it definitely didn't give more weapons for Justin Herbert, as he did lose two top receiving options this offseason in Mike Williams to Keenan Allen. Who does he have to throw to now? QJ? He didn't have a great season last year. He can definitely improve. I definitely expect him to improve if he wants to be like stay in LA at least. I know he has a few years, but like if he wants to be that guy, it has to be this year. So QJ has definitely have to step up, help that offense out. It's LA Chargers in a very interesting position here, as they lost their top two receiving options, or even top three, because they lost Austin Eckler as well. The O-line needs some help. The defensive ends. They might trade one of them. They might restructure. I think they restructured Khalil Mack's contract. They probably need secondary help. This team, it might be in rebuild mode. So I think just trading down made a lot of sense. And I'm very interested to see what the Chargers do during the draft and during the season, because they have a pretty good quarterback in Justin Herbert. But what would they do with him? We'll see. Next, we got the Denver Broncos. Now, the Denver Broncos, yeah, they need a quarterback, and this is going to be a very important draft for the Broncos. Sean Payton, if he doesn't do this good this season, he might be out of there. I know they invested a lot into him, so we'll see what they get out of it. But do they really want to reach for Michael Penix or Bo Nix when you got like a bunch of higher ranked draft prospects here? Corners, one of their bigger needs. You got a lot of corners. They got the opportunity to take the first corner off the board, and I think they will. And with this pick, I think they're going to take Terrion Arnold out of Alabama, the first corner off the board, and after that, I think it's going to be a bunch of corners falling as well. So definitely focus on that defense. The defense was tough last year. Offense, they definitely got to look for quarterbacks somewhere. But I think they can wait till the second round for a quarterback. Either take Penix or Bo Nix, whoever falls furthest. Penix is rumored to go in the first round, so maybe Bo Nix in the second round. Potentially after that, I don't know if you want to take any of the other quarterbacks after that. Maybe Spencer Rattler in the fourth or third. Maybe he can fall in the second as well. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But definitely an interesting situation for the Broncos here. Who do they have in their quarterback room right now? I think it's Jarrett Stidham, something like that. So I don't think they want to stick with Jarrett Stidham there.
Forget what I said about the quarterbacks. Congratulations, Broncos. You got your guy.
Draft. Now, yeah, they need a quarterback, but they need some other stuff as well. I feel like offensive tackle makes more sense here for them. And the same situation with the Broncos. They're not gonna take a quarterback. Well, maybe they reach for Michael Penix. Maybe the Broncos reach for Michael Penix. I don't think that's too crazy of a scenario going on here, but I don't know, man. I think they should invest in that O-line as of now. Maybe wait for the second draft, either Bo Nix or Penix. Maybe both Penix and Bo Nix goes to the Broncos and the Patriots right here. But I'm gonna stick with offensive tackle prospect for the Patriots here. Beef up that O-line, because got Bailey Zappi. It's not the best quarterback, but he's like not the worst either. So maybe they tank for a year. Maybe they tank a year. I know it's gonna suck. I know 3 years of bad Patriots football, it's gonna suck. But maybe they tank and they go for Carson Beck or Quinn Ewers or some quarterback, whoever's gonna be the top quarterback prospect next year. But as of right now, I think they fall back. They take the offensive tackle from Oregon State next year. With this trade with the Raiders, they will have 2 first-round draft picks next year as well. So that's another option. Next, we got the Saints. I think it comes down to 2 different positions they can draft here. Either an offensive tackle or an edge rusher. Yeah, maybe D-line. Would make a lot of sense here too. So I think they're definitely going to go on the defensive line here. You got Jared Verse on the board. I think he's going to fall. I think Latu's would be the first edge rusher off. And if they're not going edge rusher Byron Murphy, I think we're going to go with Latu. They have drafted D-line in the past. It's a past D-lineman prospect. It hasn't worked out. Why not try again? Third time's the charm. So I think they go Latu. I think he would be a good fit for New Orleans. And as they are in cap hell, as always, every year, we'll see what New Orleans does with this draft. I think they'll be drafting a lot of positions we won't be expecting to replace some guys that are expected to get another contract just to help them out with the cap situation here. So, Latu, 14th pick to the Saints. Moving on, with the 15th pick, we got the Colts. The Colts, they're going to work on the secondary, I think. And it makes too much sense. I don't see why they wouldn't go Quinyon Mitchell or Arnold, one of the two who are left on the board, the one opposite of whoever the Broncos pick. So in this situation, we got Quinyon Mitchell going to the Colts. Definitely help out that defense, the secondary at least. The front, the D line for the Colts, I think it's not bad. They're more offensive heavy, score a lot of points. They allow a lot of points. They should definitely help out their secondary. And yeah, be a good fit. So moving on, we got Seattle. Seattle with the 16th pick here. This will be interesting. This is an interesting one. They can go Brian Murphy. Brian Murphy can get off the board. They can go Jared Verse. Definitely not receiver. And I don't think they're going to go corner. And I think Byron Murphy fell way too far. I think he might go earlier, maybe the 16. But in this situation, we're going Byron Murphy to the Seahawks to beef up that D line, work on that defense, get up to the Niners. That offense is pretty solid. Maybe beef up the O-line there a little bit, but right now, just looking at the prospects left on the board, I think Byron Murphy is too good not to take here in this situation. All right, next we got Jacksonville Jaguars. Jags. Definitely in need of a corner. Do they go Cooper DeJean? Maybe an edge rusher or tackle. Is that going to be either or receiver? Receiver makes a lot of sense here as well. And I actually like them taking receiver here. I'm going to go with them taking Brian Thompson Jr. here with the 17th pick. I actually love that. I think that would be a great pick for the Jags, as they did lose Calvin Ridley, had him for a year, then dipped. Definitely got to replace him. They got Christian Kirk, who is the wide receiver one there as of now. Help Trevor Lawrence. And they got some free agents to help out as well. Devin Duvernay. They got Gabe Davis. But give him more targets. I think Brian Thomas is too good to pass up here. Just looking at the other prospects here as well. Next, we got Cincinnati, the Bengals, and a prospect that I love for them here would be Nate Wiggins. I know he has like the injury concern and whatever, but once he gets healthy, man, he's a tough, hard-nosed corner. I think he'll be a great pick here for Cincinnati, who's in need for a corner and also a receiver, as I do think they're going to trade T. Higgins. But right now, I think they take Nick Wiggins. LA Rams. I think they definitely need edge corner. Yeah, I'm just looking at their needs right here. I don't think they'll take quarterback here. It's too early for them. Maybe they'll take Michael Penix Williams, but they're kind of like older quarterbacks. I don't know if they want them to sit for a year. Jared Verse. I like Jared Verse in this situation. Who's the next corner? Kool-Aid McKinstry? Maybe they go D-line after Aaron Donald retired. Ooh, John Newton? LA Rams can go a lot of different ways here. But as for right now, I'm gonna give them the top guy right here on this board. I'm gonna give him Jared Verse. Give him some edge rusher. They're gonna need to find some pressure from somewhere now that Aaron Donald's gone. So invest that D line. Try to get another pass rusher there. So Jared Verse as of right now. With the 20th pick, Pittsburgh Steelers. They're in need of an OT, a receiver, and a D line. I don't think they're going to go corner. You know what? I'm going to give them Troy Fautanu. Give an OT prospect there for them. And beef up that line. Protect Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, whoever's going to be back there. Give them some time to throw. And yeah, I think they did struggle with that last year. Kenny Pickett's gone. I don't know. Where did Kenny Pickett go? Where did he end up going? So, he's there. Solid backup guy there. Good for him. He loves Philly, so. Miami. Miami can go. We got options. As a Miami fan, we can go new. I don't know too much of this team. So we can go Newman to replace Wilkins. I would prefer Brian Murphy. The D-line prospect. That would have been sick. But since he's off the board, I don't want to go for Newton. We do got Zach Sealer there. Maybe we wait to take a defensive tackle. I want Amarius Mims. Beef up that O-line. The O-line was kind of shaky last year. I know Armstead, he got injured quite a bit. Um, and he is older, so might as well take a prospect there for when he retires. We can fill in that spot immediately. And Mims, he's a big guy, big tackle. He can maybe even play guard, but he's definitely a little bit of a project. And Miami like them project tackles, like Austin Jackson. But we'll see how he plays. I think he's from Georgia. He's a tough tackle. I like the fit there. Beef up the O line for Miami because Miami never has a good line ever since I've been a fan. O line's been a need for them forever. So let's fix it or something. Let's. I know we signed Armstead. That was like the biggest O line signing we ever got in a long time. So Mint, offensive tackle, boom, Miami, Philly. We're on to Philly. Speaking of Philly, I think they're definitely gonna go corner. So I like Kool-Aid McKinstry here for them. I don't think Cooper DeJean is gonna get picked just yet, just because of the injury concern, coming from injuries, pro day, and all that stuff. So I think Kool-Aid McKinstry out of Bama is a good prospect. He can be a safety if they need him to be. He can be a corner, and he's kind of versatile there. They can put him wherever they need him to be. So I like McKinstry as he's more like he can be molded to different positions. So I'm gonna take McKinstry. They definitely need a corner there. Makes too much sense, I think. Makes too much sense for all these picks, man. Come on. I got the script. All right, moving on. We got LA Chargers with the 23rd pick. They got the 23rd pick because of the Vikings trade. So here, I think they gotta go receiver, man. They're desperate need for a receiver now, and that's why I think they're gonna take Adonai Mitchell. I know there's some concern with with him having diabetes, but that shouldn't be concerned at all. I mean, like Mark Andrews, he gets and he can like handle it. It's all up to the individual himself how he handles it, and he's been playing. Just looking at the film, I don't care about any of like the situations going on, like his health concerns. Like he's been able to manage it. Just looking at him playing in Texas, he's been managing it while he's been playing in Texas, and he's been playing amazingly. So I don't see why you don't trust him here. I'm gonna take Mitchell with the 23rd pick in this draft to the Chargers. Makes too much sense. Help Justin Herbert out. I know you took Brock Bowers. Keep beefing up the weapons. You got Adonai Mitchell. You got QJ. Hopefully, who can play better this year. And we'll see later what they do with the running back prospect. Now that Jim Harbaugh is there, maybe they pick up Blake Corum later in the draft. That'll be look out for that one. That'll make a lot of sense. Coaching him in college, maybe coach him in the NFL. Moving on, we got Dallas. Dallas. Didn't do crap in the offseason besides re-signing someone. Let a lot of guys go. You know, let Vince Vaughn be the running back, maybe. I think they definitely got to look at offensive tackle. They got to look at receivers, corner, a lot of needs here. But as right now, J.C. Latham makes a lot of sense for them here. I like that pick for Dallas. Fix that O-line, man. It was when it was good, you guys were good. So keep it good so you guys can play good. Play good, look good, play good. Play good, pay good. However that saying goes. So J.C. Latham, or whatever, how you ever say it, to Dallas. Green Bay. According to this website, they need their alignments. Alignments, safety, running back, receiver, tight end, a punter. I'm going to give him a punter in the first round. How about that? Let's see what we got on the board. We got Cooper DeJean. You can put him as safety. There's rumors going around wherever he gets drafted, he might be put as a safety. You got Graham Barton. Powers Johnson. Everyone's liking Power Johnson right now. But I kind of like Graham Barton. I think he's a good O-line prospect. I think be a good pick here for Green Bay. Protect your franchise quarterback in Jordan Love. Blew up last year. Been playing good. Protect the guy. Keep him healthy. All right. Now Tampa. Tampa. Yeah, they can go edge, O-line. I think they definitely got to focus on that O-line. That O-line was pretty bad last year. We had Baker running around all over the place. So with that, no question, we're going Jackson Powers Johnson. Fix that O-line, man. All right, next we got Cardinals. Cardinals. And I think this might be a good spot here for Jazon Newman. Arizona Cardinals, beef up that D-line, man. They got a lot of needs, man. A lot of needs. They already took a receiver, so let's pick up your D-line pick, Jazon Newman to Arizona. Moving on, we got Bills. Bills, desperate need for receiver help. They lost Stephon Diggs. They lost Gabe Davis. All they got is Shakir Khalil. And they probably signed some other guys as well. I can't remember right now. But they need receivers. They need corners. They need D-line. They need a bit, man. They had a weird offseason. They didn't do much. They just lost a ton. A ton of guys. Lost both their safeties. I think. Or maybe they re-signed one. They keep Hyde. I know Poyer went to the Dolphins. Good pickup, by the way. Good pickup. I like that one. It's been room to go there for a while. But here, I think Cooper DeJean. This is a good spot for Cooper DeJean. As the Buffalo D safety and corner. So just put him wherever you need him to. Wherever you need him to be, he's there. Cooper DeJean's the Buffalo Bills. We all know why he's falling. Lions. Detroit Lions. Desperate need for corner help. Who's the next corner here on this board? Rex Shaw Jr. and Kamari Lassiter. Yeah, we don't want to fall that far deep. They can look at D-line. I don't think they need edge. I think their line is fine. Receivers, do they need receiver? They might have lost. No, I don't think receiver is a big issue here for them. So you know what? I think they're going to take the cornerback out of Missouri. Give them Rake Shaw Jr. I think it would be a good fit for them there. Definitely need some cornerback help there for Detroit. Especially now that one guy got arrested, got cut. He's done. Get done. Moving on to Baltimore. They need offensive tackle, corner, edge. Maybe they take Robinson. They definitely need. But you know what? I think fix the O-line, protect your guy. Take Tyler Guyton out of Oklahoma. All right. Moving on to the 31st pick of the NFL draft. We got San Fran. San Fran, they need an OT receiver, interior line. Just looking at the needs right now. They lost Chase Young, but I do believe they signed Leonard Floyd. So they're not in need of an edge rusher. So I'm going to not get Robinson drafted here. I think they go receiver since there's all these rumors about Brandon Ayuk getting traded. It looks like he doesn't want to stay in San Fran anymore. It looks like San Fran doesn't want him to stay anymore. Well, actually, no, it sounds like San Fran wants him to stay, but it sounds like he doesn't want to stay. So keep an eye out for a trade there. And if he does get traded, you do want to look at receiver prospects here. And receiver prospect that's getting overlooked that I think would be good for them. Give him Troy Franklin. Surprise pick right there. And then with Kansas City Chiefs, with all the Rashee Rice trouble going on, he's looking at potentially getting suspended for the first part of the season. And if he gets suspended, who is Patrick Mahomes going to throw it to besides Travis Kelce? So I think they're in desperate need for a receiver. And they also lost L'Jarius Sneed. So who else than Xavier Worthy? Who else is worthy of being picked by the Kansas City Chiefs other than the combine MVP himself, Xavier Worthy? So I'm going to give him Xavier Worthy. And that completes our draft. I feel like it's a pretty good draft. Mock draft here. I didn't get. Yeah, there was a few trades in the top 10, but other than that, it's definitely not going to end up like this. It's definitely not going to end up like that. Yeah. There's going to be some people trading in towards the end of the draft, maybe going for Michael Penix. I can definitely see Penix sneaking in there in the first round. Who else? There was James Morgan, Lad McConkey, getting some picks. I really like the guy out of South Carolina, Xavier Legette. So hopefully he falls to the Dolphins in the second round. I don't see that happening, but if he does, that'd be a perfect scenario for the Dolphins. And just to recap our picks, we got Caleb Williams going 1, Drake May 2, Daniels 3. Here's the picks. You can go ahead and look at those. And yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. I think we met the main needs based on like who are the top prospects for each team. And yeah, I mean, if the Dolphins takes Amarius Mims, I think that's a win for us in the first round at least. Um, but there's definitely teams that need a lot of stuff. So I can definitely see the Cardinals trading down from the fourth pick just to gather some more draft picks to fit their needs. I think Troy Franklin and Xavier Worthy would be great fits for those two teams. But San Fran, who knows who they're going to go with? They can definitely go for that D line help or the edge rush out of Penn State. So that concludes our mock draft here. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more NFL content. I'm sure after the NFL draft concludes, I'm going to be doing a recap of the first round, some winners, some losers, my thoughts on the picks, and some surprise. I'm sure there's going to be a ton of surprise picks that no one's all coming, but yep, that concludes this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.